Greetings, dear viewer, and welcome back to another episode of Gamesharks, the premier video game show on QCTV. I'm your host, Jimmy Good, and I'm joined by a lovely panel today. We have Ben Hansen, video producer at Game Informer.
Hello, thank you for having us.
Yes, and we also have Leo Vader, a video editor over at Game Informer.
Hello, thank you.
Very specific.
Exactly, well, you guys deserve it. And we have Corey Lang, who is also a video producer and editor here at QCTV.
Thanks for having us, Jimmy.
Well,
nice
thank
to be
you
here.
guys. Well, thank you for joining us in the Shark Tank. I'm just kidding, we can't, that's trademark. Can't take that, I'm so sorry. But as always, I'd like to start the show, chum the waters a little bit, get everybody a little excited for what you've been playing. So Ben, what have you been playing lately?
Oh, I'm weird. Let's see. Last night, I dove into Rage 1.
Oh my goodness. Yes, this is weird. Okay, Rage 2 announcement.
Yeah, this week they're rolling out Rage 2. Of course, everybody expected it. Rage 2.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not an id guy.
Yep.
Like, Doom is like the biggest gap in my gaming knowledge. It's always been that distant, gory thing. I was never into it as a kid, you know? And so with Rage 2's announcement, it's just fun to take a look back and like, what was the tone of the first Rage?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to put my finger on, just so I better understand the marketing for Rage 2.
Yes, it's
It
very
looked good
Borderlands.
when people fell over, I think, was the theme.
Okay, all right.
The physics were good.
And
That's all I
I'm glad
remember.
they're leaning into that with Rage 2 now. Just look at all these efforts falling over. It's very funny. Yeah. So I went back and played just like the first half an hour of Rage 1, and it doesn't take long before John Goodman's in there.
Yeah, John Goodman's in there real quick. He's saying hi.
About that.
They have a
That's
Doom
what he
guy
does.
bobblehead on the car.
Yeah, he like picks you up in the beginning, right?
Yeah,
Does he pick you
totally.
up? That's right.
Also, the game has this crazy mechanic, which I've never heard anybody talk about. I'm sure they did when the game came out and stuff. But it seems like every time you die, there's like a defibrillator. Am I saying that right, Leo?
Perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Magnificent.
Where it's
Rolls
just like
off the
this
tongue.
weird, like timing mini.
You're right,
game.
and then you bring yourself back.
And as you bring yourself back, if you're around the enemies still, it'll electrocute them. It's this bizarre idea. So like every time you
about
die, it's basically an AoE attack based on a timing press minigame thing.
Right.
It's a weird game.
Yeah, it was a struggle. I remember like picking that up for like a Black Friday deal for like $30 and like forcing myself to beat it. Like I remember just like going through it. One thing I like though is that you can collect like there'll be a bunch of items like on a shelf and you can like pick them all up at the same time. And I remember thinking like that was nice.
Yeah.
You know, but like the rest of it I was like, did you enjoy it? Does it feel aged?
You know, visually it looks better than I thought. Where it really ages is in the beginning you get on a four-wheeler to go take out this camp and stuff. And maybe the car physics are better, but the four-wheeler stuff, it's like, this feels pretty
janky.
2011.
Yeah.
2011 four-wheeler physics. This is the peak here.
Yeah, well, it feels kind of like a weird hybrid, but it's like Borderlands-esque, and now that's like their next marketing campaign feels very Borderlands. Like, I don't know why.
Yeah, it's a tough market for Bethesda hit especially, where it's like, it's kind of like Fallout, and kind of like Borderlands,
that's the
and
other thing,
kind of like Mad Max. You know, you want another one of those?
Yeah.
Okay.
The live-action trailer.
It wasn't great.
So if it's just been Rage, that's the only thing.
Well, no, it gets weirder than that.
Good.
Where on the Game Informer show this week, which is a podcast we have every Thursday, it looks, it could always fall through, but it looks like we're going to be talking to two of the writers that worked on the new God of War.
Oh, wow, cool.
Not Corey, the creative director, who's done a million interviews, which I'm kind of excited to like carve out a new space. So
For sure.
There's two other writers on that game, and it's so well written. And so it turns out those two writers, the last project they worked on was Lost Planet 3.
Oh, wow.
Really?
And so I went and I played some Lost Planet 3.
yes.
Which is
You're doing your homework.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
It's nice just to dive in on Steam real quick. But you know what? The writing in that game, I was actually impressed. I didn't beat it by any means.
Okay,
I played like the first hour and a half. But in the intro, it's like, this is really working for me. I can see it has like a good, grounded, realistic take. The performances are believable. And then unfortunately, you have to play a game surrounding Lost Planet 3. And so that's always where they get you. Yeah, the gameplay brought it down a little bit, where it just feels a little tinny and hollow. But.
Sure, I liked Lost Planet 2 a lot.
Okay.
Did you ever play that one?
No, so help me out. So the first one's in the snow. Second one is what?
It's like in the same place, but it's like tropical. Like, because it's like a very strange region, I guess. There's like another, like the bioenergy has made like a tropical area. But that one's got, I love a grapple hook. Love a grapple hook.
Oh, who doesn't love a good grapple?
And that was before everything had grapple hooks.
Exactly,
Right,
yeah.
like the world.
Leo, you love Just Cause. You know where I'm coming from with this.
Absolutely.
Like, grapple is like my heart. But like, in that game, there was like, I think you could do like 4-player co-op maybe, or at least 2-player.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that was such a fun, like the game was fun. No idea what the story was. So they're like, we'll double down on the story in the third one, and then the gameplay won't be as good.
Right. And I think it's like even a prequel to the first one. Is the way they
really?
framed the third one.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I fell out.
Remember that time that David Hayter Meyer, the voice actor for Solid Snake, was going to write a Lost Planet movie.
Oh yeah.
Really?
They announced it.
That's weird.
And then just nothing ever came of it, and they moved
Wow.
on quietly.
They're taking that script and they're applying it to that new Mila Jovovich
Monster
Monster Hunter.
Hunter.
That's
Can you believe that? Isn't that insane?
yeah, it's so weird. I'm like, what are you gonna do?
So
Like,
take the Resident Evil movie talent and have them make a Monster Hunter film starring Mila.
yep.
Oh
It's
boy!
the same
Right.
director too, then? Or
Yeah,
Paul W.S. Anderson?
Oh
or-
wait, yeah, Paul.
Is that
he
who it
directing
is?
it.
Oh,
Yep,
God.
yep. Always confused.
Wow.
Not
Day
Paul
one,
Thomas
man.
Anderson.
My
Yeah,
butts
let's
in that
go.
scene.
Let's go. I'm ready to be there. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be one of the 7.5 million copy users who went and just saw day one.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
they're hoping for. They want us to be
Oh
there.
God!
So okay, so it's been Rage, Lost Planet 3, all
All the greatest hits.
the greatest hits. Is there anything else?
I've dabbled a little bit in Laser League, which came out on
Laser League.
Friday.
I'm not familiar with
It's
that.
a local multiplayer game. A reviewer, Matt Cotto at Game Informer, he really liked it. Gave it like an 8.75. It seems like it's really going to peak in local multiplayer, but it's some sort of sci-fi Tron-looking sports thing.
Okay.
4 players teams, 2v2, and it has like you're activating these grids, and there's just weird laser grids rotating all over the place, and you have to dodge and kind of force your opponent to be launched into
Okay.
with different attacks. And so it kind of has a sci-fi Bomberman theme.
Oh,
Not
cool.
Bomberman X-Zero, but a different sci-fi
Okay, yeah,
Bomberman
sure,
theme.
sure.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. It seems all right.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow, you are playing some interesting things.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
sorry.
it. But a lot of it's work related, right? Don't be sorry. That's
It's always
cool.
loosely work-related in
That's
some way.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Leo, how about you? What have you been playing?
For new stuff, I've been playing Yakuza 6.
Oh, yeah,
of
how you
course.
liking it?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
That game has like a great story, a lot of heart, a lot of great characters, but I am completely just obsessed with like the hunger system
Okay.
because as you go around sprinting and fighting, your hunger drains. And when you are hungry, when you eat food, you get experience from doing it.
Weird.
This is great.
And when
That's
you're eating
awesome.
food at restaurants, you're like building combos,
Oh, wow.
trying to find the
my
combo
gosh,
meals
that's
in each
so good.
restaurant.
Really?
That gets you bonus XP, yeah.
is so
And just
cool.
in the loop of just fighting and then going and trying to build a combo meal and then fighting and then buying upgrades. It's
I've
just
heard those games like great Japan simulators.
Yeah.
Like if you've never been and you want to
yeah.
experience it, like a little bit more than like Persona or something. Like Yakuza is the way to go. Is that true? Or
Definitely.
Okay.
I was
okay.
fortunate enough to go to Japan this past Christmas break.
Yeah.
Living the dream.
And it's been very nostalgic to
Sure.
be playing
Makes you
Yakuza.
wanna
It
go
is a
back.
$60 trip to Japan.
That's
those
awesome.
Games. Like,
Totally.
It is just absurd, especially the subtle details of walking into the stores where you buy food.
Okay.
Just like even the soundscape, the little chimes everywhere,
Oh,
like
wow.
it just nails it. It's crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So then is 6 the sequel, right? Because 0 was the prequel to all of this?
Oh,
Right.
this is confusing.
Yeah.
You're ready.
Tell me
It's
about it. Yeah.
Yep, Zero's the prequel and a
Okay.
great starting point for people new to the series. And then
Right.
6 is kind of wrapping up the main character
Got
so
it.
far, Kiryu.
Okay.
And then they're going to make more, presumably with a new protagonist.
But then they also remade 1 and they're remaking 2, and that's called Yakuza Kiwami.
Right, Kiwami and Kiwami
That's
2.
what
Kiwami
Kiwami
is the
is.
remake.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Weird.
Gotcha.
And then we're always behind a year, right? Like the West always.
At least, yeah.
Okay.
Seems that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. Yakuza 6. I really like that. Is that mostly what you've been playing lately?
I've been playing Rainbow Six Siege also.
Dude, yes.
That's
Tell me
given-
about this.
Yeah?
This is cool. Yes.
I've been playing it for like 4 months straight. I've been.
Dude, this is amazing. Cool. Okay.
It's great because I have a group to play it with.
Yes, that is, I think, crucial.
Absolutely. Yeah, because we're all learning it together,
Yeah.
and we're more patient with our teammates and everything because we all know we don't know what we're doing.
That's so cool. Is there a specialist class that you gravitate towards at all? Because I know there are like different classes in the game, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody has a really unique gadget. I've been liking Legion lately.
Okay.
He throws down these little like caltrops almost, these poison traps that people have to stop and pull out of their foot. But the thing is, you get like a UI indicator, and it's all about knowing where people are. That whole game is about having intel, So you can see an indicator disappear, and you'll know, oh, somebody's coming from that direction. And if they just got hit, they're trying to pull a thing out of their foot, so you can like flank them.
What's the animation like for pulling out of the foot? Is it like the lion and the thing in the paw? Like what?
It's exactly. It's a
Okay.
human pulling a thing out of their foot. It's great.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's
That's
adorable.
crazy. They've been supporting that game like crazy too, because it reminded me when it initially came out, people were kind of lukewarm on it.
Yeah.
Am I thinking of the right game?
That's correct.
Right.
A lot
And
of
then
Yeah, well,
it's
it's just the hardcore Rainbow Six fans were like, this is fine, but it's like a stripped down version. It's not the full experience. And you stole
Right.
Patriots from us. Give us Patriots
yeah,
back.
and
you
no
know?
campaign, right? Where
Right.
like Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2 had fleshed out campaigns with
Yeah.
narrative characters and stuff like that, and so they got rid of all that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and now
cool.
they've just done an amazing job of building it back up and supporting it like few companies do these days.
Right.
It's just insane. And they also have done a lot of like free player weekends, which I feel like is so smart.
Yep.
Okay.
Just for roping in more people across all the different systems. Because
Cool.
how did you get into it in the second wind here?
Yeah, it was definitely just on sale, and my friends happened to go for it when I did. It was great. There's a starter edition that you should not buy.
Okay.
If you're interested.
Gotcha. Which one should we buy?
The standard edition.
Standard. Okay, standard. That's what I normally go for.
Guys,
anyway.
maybe games are dumb. You know,
Oh, I know.
terminology.
Yeah, it's
Kiwami,
too much.
standard. I can't keep it straight anymore.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh! Well, I'm excited for the sequel of that game where you can have someone else pull the caltrops out of your foot. You're like, get my foot! I'll cover us. Like,
Yeah.
please help me.
It's touching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else besides that? That sounds like a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, I went back to another classic Tom Clancy joint, Blacklist,
Dude.
the last couple days.
Yes, I do
Hot
like it.
banger.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been meaning to get into that one because I just went and played through Conviction.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Conviction is hot. Ooh, so good. I love that game.
Why'd you
love
go
that
for
game.
Conviction?
Because that's my boy Ironside is in that game. Michael Ironside is
Yeah.
Sam Fisher. I don't
Right.
care what you say.
He's coming back.
Relax. Okay.
Plus, I like the execute thing. I don't know if that's still in Blacklist.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I thought it was, but how are you digging it? Because I want to go play that one. I haven't played it yet.
It's great. I've been going back and doing all the co-op stuff with my buddy on the hardest difficulty.
that's so cool.
Which has been a really fun, like added a lot of replayability as doing it, because in the hardest difficulty you don't have that mark and execute thing.
Okay. Yep.
So you have to figure out how to do it by yourself.
Do they have a good name for the hardest difficulty?
Perfectionist.
Oh, that's actually a really good one. That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty good.
You know, it'd be fun. We do like a top 10 in the Game Informer magazine, like in every issue, like top 10. It'd be fun. Top 10 hardest difficulty modes. Just naming alone.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm happy to help.
Heard me
No,
go.
that's easy. Yeah, for sure. That's really cool because I know they introduced that co-op in Conviction, where you play as like two like specialist agents, and I think you do get the mark and execute. It's not as overpowered, but spoiler alert: at the end,
Yeah.
you do have to kill each other.
That part is awesome.
Really?
So cool.
I love
Wow.
You're like both on like an airplane or something, and you both get a message on your cell phones like, "Take out the other agent." And you're like,
So
good.
and then you're both just
Wow.
like, the whole game flips because the whole time you've been like, "All right, let's do this," and then it's just silent, and then you're just like
Interesting.
sneaking around, and you're just like coming around, you're like, I'm gonna get you. Oh, it's so good.
That's awesome.
It's so good.
The Die Hard arcade game also has the exact same ending.
Yes. Oh, really? Oh,
Co-op, and
yes.
at the end, it's
That's
like, all right,
right.
take each other out.
Love
John
that.
McClane versus some random lady, go.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Okay.
Good point.
Blacklist. Well, I'm sure it's not gonna be the last time we talk about Splinter Cell here today.
Exactly.
It's a tease. Michael Ironside. No, wouldn't that be incredible?
Bust through the curtain.
Oh my gosh.
Rips through our new set.
Incredible. I'd pay for that.
It'd be worth it. It'd be worth it.
Cool. Corey, how about you, man? What have you been playing?
Well, I told you I ordered the Labo, so Tiffany and I
yeah.
been putting that together. So I ordered the variety kit on Amazon, and this, I'm sure you guys see this
Yeah,
big box
love
shows up. I'm like, I don't want to do any of this. Really? I don't want to put this together. What have I got myself into? So we forced ourselves, and we had a lot of fun. So you start with the RC car. That's kind of the one that it's the small kind of starter guy, and that's pretty fun. Then we did the house, so that took a few hours. It's mind-blowing once you see it in action.
Yeah.
You spend hours putting like, wait, where am I going to end up with this? It's just a combination of folding, putting this thing together, putting stickers on, and once you slap the controllers and you see how it works, it's really amazing. It's a good way to interact with your spouse, your significant other, your buddy, whatever. Get out the TV for a little bit.
And those instructions are so great too.
Yes.
I built everything in Variety Kit. I really enjoyed it. But
Yeah.
and Nintendo even marketed this, or in some interview they said it's the best instruction manual you'll ever see in your life. But
Yeah,
it's true, man.
it
Like, it is
is.
so charming
Yes.
and well written. The music's great. You can fast forward through everything. It shows
Yeah.
every intricate detail of that thing.
Right.
The music is way better than most instruction manuals.
Yes, I know. Like when you go buy something at IKEA, it should come with a switch so they
Yeah.
walk you through how to put it together. You're right. It's so well done. Yeah, we just had a blast. It's just it's a good time.
Building it, you haven't mentioned playing it at all though.
Well, so honestly, I think Labo is going to be a thing that you play twice. You play it the first
Yeah.
time, and it's something you show your buddy or your family member. Like, check this out. Look at how cool this is. Honestly, it's just going to end up in my closet.
Totally.
But money well worth spent. I had a blast. You know, there's very few things that you can do to kill 3 hours of time that's affordable these days. Especially if you're going out all the time. But
Especially when you compare the price, because it's what Variety Kit's $70, I think.
yes,
To like the
Yeah.
amount of time and the amount of fun I had building that stuff compared to a Lego set. Like
Yeah.
a $70 Lego set, that's like, half of someone's ship. I
Yeah.
think, so.
Oh yeah. No, for sure.
It's basically nothing.
Yeah,
you need
totally.
like a $100 Lego set to really dive into, and this gives
Right.
that same satisfaction for $70, and you
Yeah.
can play little games on top of that. Like,
Right.
It's worth it to me.
It's brilliant. It's obviously something only Nintendo could pull off, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just so creative and so crazy. Love it. I think we're gonna do the fishing rod tonight. We'll see how it goes.
Are you gonna make the piano?
Yeah, I'm dreading it. Although I've
Yes.
heard that's the best one. I saw so Jimmy Fallon did a skit. I'm so out of touch with modern music. So, are you
okay.
with me on this? It was
Yeah.
like a famous singer.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah, and they had like a guitar up there. I'm like, are those prototypes? Are we going to see that in action? Probably not. So you can see the roots up there playing like cardboard instruments. So it just engages your brain what's possible in the future.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast recently. I don't know if it was like Giant Bomb or something, but they were talking about like, oh, they could build an arcade and you slap the switch and play old Mario games or like old Donkey Kong. I'm like, oh, that'd be so cool.
Cardboard buttons.
Yeah, that'd be
slamming it down.
so great. So it just, I think they'll announce some new kits at
Sure.
E3. I would assume that they
Yeah,
would.
I would
think
assume
it's
they go for like
time.
the tie-in ones. Like, let's get the official Mario kit. Obviously, the Paper Mario kit. It's right there.
no-brainer.
ladies and
That's
gentlemen.
very
Yeah.
No brainer, yeah. And if they're going to let third-party developers put new stuff out with their games, I don't know. It's endless possibilities. It's super fun,
Yeah.
creative. Just God of War, just wrapping it up.
I was gonna say, yeah, there you go. You make your Labo into an axe. And
Yes.
just sit there and play God of War.
That's right, exactly. Yeah. No, just chipping away. I'm just trying to take my time. It's summer, so you know, there's not a lot coming out, at least
far
on
are
my
you?
radar. I don't want to spoil anything. So, Atreus falls ill.
Okay.
Boy.
Sure. Cool.
So you kind of go back to your roots a little bit without spoiling anything.
Yeah.
Did you guys play God of War? Or?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
I
Leo,
know
look,
what happens in it.
Okay, well, I'm not
Leo
gonna
took
spoil
the
it,
worst route where
obviously.
he heard our entire spoiler discussion we did, and he was like switching in the booth
Yeah.
for it, and so he had to listen to all that. And I insisted that he did not want it spoiled, and he said he didn't care, which I still,
Wow.
I argue it has to be the wrong call, Leo.
Yeah.
We'll see. His
On your
everyone
deathbed,
see?
your number one regrets. 'Cause
Yeah.
I wish I didn't know the end of God of War.
Is that for your game club then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, deep cut. Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. No, I usually I can't. I'm always behind, so it's like
Sure.
I can't do it. So yeah, I suppose is that halfway? I suppose probably.
It's getting around there.
A new
Yes.
gameplay mechanic was just opened up.
Okay.
Kind of go back to your roots a little bit. I don't want to spoil it, obviously, for our millions of viewers that watch the show
Yep,
every
yep,
day.
yep.
Yeah,
But,
it's around the 50% mark, I'd say.
okay,
Especially
cool.
like it has such a big end game. There's so many things you can do that like trying to figure out when that 50% mark is. It's
Yeah.
like, well, is that on the main story versus the amount of
Right.
time you're actually going to spend with the game? So.
Okay. Yeah. No, I love it. It's super polished. I mean, it blows my mind how polished that game is.
Yeah.
I'm playing on a Pro. I don't have a 4K TV, so I just do the performance mode.
Yeah.
Get those
Smart.
smooth frame rates and stuff. So
You
yeah.
need that for those mini bosses.
Yeah, love it.
yeah,
so
yeah.
just a little God of War and a little Labo.
Cool.
Sweet.
And you've
Yeah.
beaten God of War?
Yeah.
Did you beat all the mini bosses?
No. I made the mistake of I beat it and I had multiple friends dying to play it, and so I gave them my copy. But I'm kind of looking forward to it now because like once it eventually makes the horn, the friendship horn, and then comes back to me,
Yeah.
and I can dive into the stuff. It'll be like probably in that nice window where I'll have to start really considering what my game of the year is.
Oh, sure.
I can't imagine anything's going to beat God of War, but that'll be the nice way to cement it in, is
Sure.
just to do all that end game stuff
Sure.
and then have the nice refresher.
Cool. Nice. Well, I'll say if you want any help with that, you let me know. Because I went to, I didn't like platinum or anything, but I took out those mini bosses because I'm like, you guys are all dead.
Really? You beat
yeah.
everyone?
I beat them all, even their leader.
Wow.
Oh
Dead.
my
Oh.
God.
To
Heads
platinum it, do you have to hit all those? Is it Robins or not Robins?
Oh,
but
the Ravens.
The Ravens, yeah,
Yeah,
Ravens. Do you
Odin's
have to
eyes.
get all those to platinum it?
Yeah.
Oh, I will never platinum that
Exactly,
game.
yeah, I was like-
No, that's not happening. But
no.
I'll try.
Yeah. Cool. So mostly that.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it's summer, man. You
Yeah,
know,
man.
just.
You can't use it as an excuse.
I know, but State of Decay 2 is on my radar. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I did get Tropical Freeze, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze.
yeah.
I played it on Wii U though, so I'm not in a rush to play it. I just want to try out the Funky Kong mode. And,
Really big Funky fan?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm a Nintendo fanboy, so I'm obligated. If they put out new software, I have to buy it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm that guy.
Like
so.
even like the Wii U to Switch ports, you're like
yeah,
locked in.
I,
signing up?
I have to.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
I know. I have a problem.
That's why
I see
Nintendo still
therapy one
exists,
of these
because of
days.
people like you.
I
They're still
know.
around
I
and
know. I'm the
relevant.
enabler.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it's wild. I mean, you see like the sales figures for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and it's
Yeah.
like
Oh
my
almost
gosh. Yeah.
selling as well as Breath of the Wild. We're like, what is happening? Like, of
Crazy.
course they're going to keep cranking out these ports. Why
Because you
wouldn't
can
they?
bring it anywhere you want. You can bring it to Japan with Leo, you know.
That's true.
You know, so
Cool.
yeah, everything should be on Switch.
Yeah.
Everything.
Like a virtual console, Nintendo.
Yeah,
Honestly,
cow-
More
Cowards.
powerful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Man, where's that Pokemon Snap? Well, for me, I'm actually wearing my badge of honor. I beat
Yes.
Cuphead recently,
Yeah.
and it was a slog. It was enjoyable. It was very difficult.
Okay.
But I did it, and it felt
for you.
really good. Have you guys played Cuphead? I know Corey has.
Started it. It was way too hard for me.
Yeah.
Me too. I gave up.
Right.
Yeah. How about you, Leo?
Started, it was way too hard.
Okay, cool.
Congratulations.
Well, this is
It's
not
a Funky Kong mode, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, there's like if you go through the run and gun levels and you don't hurt anybody, there's like a passive way to play that, and then you can unlock like a black and white mode. I have not done that yet because I was
okay.
like, that's too much for me
Yeah.
right now. I beat all the bosses on like regular, which is like the hard, which I think that would be another good one for like, I think they have maybe a harder mode after regular. It's simple,
Okay.
regular. I don't know if it's just like
Unplayable.
yeah, or normal. Like that's your master mode, it's just normal mode. But yeah.
It goes black and white too, right? Isn't that like the hard mode? It goes black and white.
Well, like I
Never
said,
mind.
I think you unlock it if you do all the passive runs and the run and gun.
Got
so
it.
I don't know.
Got
But man, what a beautiful game. What a really cool game.
Just incredible.
Incredible, like, man, so much love, but really you need to have that when you're fighting the same thing for 3 hours.
Yes.
Which I did. And I was just like, ugh.
That's the problem. It's like, yeah, the art looks so great, and I love seeing those bosses. But every time once I've seen all their different transformations, it's like, all right, now I
Yeah,
just have
that's
to
what I was
grind
just
this
gonna
out.
say. Yeah.
That's how I feel like, because I'm not a huge Souls or Bloodborne fan, but I
Yeah.
beat Bloodborne, and it was one of those things where I got that same feeling of being like, I beat this, but I didn't have to run back to the boss because I died like 1,000 times.
Right.
So it was just like, go right, oh yeah, like go.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah.
all right, I will learn this. So like after a while, I was like, okay, it feels good. Because sometimes you like go and watch like speedrunners do it, and then you see like a really obvious way to make it through a boss really easily, and I'm like, what? Like, oh my god, there's 4 hours. Yeah, which was great. But speaking, you're talking about Rainbow Six Siege. Another game I was playing recently, Ubisoft supported, For Honor. I got back into
Really?
For Honor a little bit this weekend.
That's wild.
I was playing as the Centurion.
Okay.
Super cool, like one Gladius, that's all he needs. But man, that game is really fun still. It's tough,
Yeah.
but it's really cool, and I wish more people would take that combat style and use it somewhere else.
Right. Even if it's Ubisoft, like just
Even
take
if
it,
it's Ubisoft.
put it in the next Watch Dogs. We don't care. We'll make it work.
That would be so great. Yo-yo attack. You're like, it's up, down, sides, and stuff like that. Yeah, which it kind of reminds me of like Shadow of Mordor or something, where like that Nemesis system. This is like another system where I'm
Yeah.
like, why don't more games use this?
Right,
But
right.
it's super fun, super engaging. But you gotta play with friends. And I typically don't do the one-on-one because the most intimidating thing I think in the world is going one-on-one in like a melee-focused game.
I love that one.
You love that. It's so intense. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like you're sitting there and you're like, I'm gonna beat this guy. Like, I'm gonna get you.
I
Like,
love any game where you just learn their screen name, their username, and then just scream it to the heavens every time you get slaughtered. Like, it's so intimate, it's so memorable. Like, for the next week, you'll be cursing that dumb screen name.
You're like, Gamer Dude 420 XXX. Why?
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Why the XXX?
Exactly.
There's nothing
Yeah,
sexy about that.
Yeah, man, but it is a really fun game. But like I said, I mostly play like the Dominion, which is like 4v4, but there's like a bunch of grunts and stuff in there too. So it's like holding points and things like that.
I haven't kept up with For Honor. Like, how is Ubisoft supported? Are they just adding more and more characters?
Yes,
Is that just as
they've
simple as it is?
added since launch, since like last spring or whatever it was.
Yeah.
They've added, I think, like 6 new characters at least, if not more. I don't know if they've added too many more maps. They've added a few, some more game modes and things like that, but then a bunch of like seasonal rewards to make yourself look cooler and stuff
Okay.
like that. And there's like really small stat incremental things that can help you, but they're so very small that it's not going to be like, oh my gosh, you're overpowered.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, that's how they've been supporting it, and it's gotten a second win because they too have been doing their free play weekends. They're like,
Yeah.
hey, come back, come play some For Honor
Yeah.
with your buddies, like see if you like it. So yeah, that's what I was playing a little bit of that. Chilling out with some Civilization 6 though. Sometimes you just gotta sit back. I don't know if you guys getting into Civ at all, but it's a beautiful game. I love it. Listening to Sean Bean talk to me, like just he could read an
lovely.
entire just like phone book, and I'd be satisfied.
I had no idea I had no idea.
Dude, it's so good.
Really?
Everything he just like famous quotes, or he'll just read this whole thing about being a Viking, and you're just like, yeah, I get that. Yeah, I'm all about that. Like, and great thing is, I don't think he dies in this game.
Oh,
I think he
really?
lives throughout the entire thing.
That's
as
so
the
good
narrator.
for him.
That's very unlike
Finally
Sean
broke free of
Bean.
that
Yeah,
contract.
exactly. It's
The
super
witch's
good.
curse.
Yeah, he broke it finally. That and what is it, like National Treasure 1? Anyway, but mostly that, and then Monster Hunter occasionally. So we were talking about Game of the Year stuff. Monster Hunter for me, like
You
we're talking
really
about
can't be
Yakuza 6.
topped.
I love that. I mean, the story's not the best thing ever, but like that game is just, I put like 240 hours into that game.
Really?
It's incredible. Like,
How much
I
of it
love
is just the buddy system again, though? Like, if your friends are into it, then.
Oh, that's a huge deal for sure. And a lot of it's been sitting and waiting for them to like craft. So I'm like, guys, why is it taking so long? I'm like, just find a weapon you want, let's go. And they're like, well, I gotta go check this. I gotta go check my botanical garden. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I want to go hunt a monster. Please, let's go. So yeah, a lot of it's probably idle. Like 200 hours is probably idle, just sitting in base, just being like, all right, guys, let's go. But yeah, I'm excited for that. Mila Jovovich
Yeah.
movie.
It makes perfect sense. I mean, she's my favorite fiver.
My favorite fiver. Oh my gosh, can we make that a hashtag? Just send that to her. Like, you're my favorite fiver.
trending.
Yeah.
Favorite fiver. Okay. Cool. Well, I think we've chummed the waters significantly. Everybody's awake and alive and
Video
we're ready
games.
to go. Yeah, exactly. I'll pick your sharks at the end. But basically, we want to talk about this little show that's coming up here. It's very small, little independent thing, but E3,
Always fun.
the Electronic Entertainment Expo.
That's it.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got some bold predictions.
Ooh.
I think that's
Great.
when I like bold predictions.
Yes.
Do you want to start? Just give us. I just want basically.
Oh, my boldest prediction?
I want to go. I just want like to be free form. I don't want to be
Yeah.
like, well, let's do Nintendo, let's do Sony, because
Right,
like they've
right.
been kind of announcing things here and there.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
want give me something that you feel from your heart.
From my heart.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's like the boring one, which,
Yeah.
well, I don't even know if this counts, right?
The boring
Well,
one.
it's boring. Age of Empires 4.
Oh, really?
I love
That's a-
Age of Empires,
okay.
and I feel like everyone's just so focused on the Xbox lineup, which is fine, but come on, Microsoft. I hope
Yep.
they don't save it for Gamescom. I know it's more of a European-focused
Sure,
game,
sure,
and so
sure.
they might want to save it for Gamescom.
Yep.
But just at least tell me the setting for Age of Empires 4.
Yeah.
Just carve out just 2 minutes, just a 2-minute trailer. Because everyone's saying, oh, Microsoft, they don't have any games. They're going to get these games. You have a great franchise.
Yeah.
Just actually prop it up and give it its due.
Yeah.
At the same time, don't put it on Xbox, because I don't want some weird
Yeah,
watered down controls.
Yep,
you know?
Yep. Yeah, it's got a
But-
Halo Wars 2 thing.
Yeah,
or
but to
something.
expect like a PC-focused section of the Microsoft press conference is probably way too much, so I won't do it.
Where would you like it to be set though in your
That
Age
is
of
a great
Empires?
question. In my Age of Empires, so the original plan from Ensemble, the original studio, was to have Age of Empires 4 set during World War II.
Okay.
Which is interesting because it's Relic. Oh, I'm wearing their T-shirt.
How is that?
Weird. That wasn't intentional, I promise. But it's Relic, creating it, who made Company of Heroes, and so the logical thing would be to carry through with that. But since it's been dormant for so long, I feel like Microsoft and probably Relic would want to take it back a little bit to the roots,
Sure,
make it
sure.
that soft reboot where
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
all
yeah.
right, we're going back to the Persians, the Egyptians, all that stuff. And so I think I would want that, actually,
Okay.
just to go back to the start of the franchise.
It kind of reminds me of like what Call of Duty did, where they're just like, hey, we're
Right.
going back, World War II, everybody. Remember where we kind of started more so?
Sandaled boots on the ground.
Sandaled boots on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. That's great.
Battlefield's rumored to do the same thing. We'll find out shortly.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
we
it's a rumor. I don't know if that's true. But
Yeah.
For a second there, I thought you said Battlefront, and I was like,
Oh, no.
now we're taking. It's like only Tatooine, only Tatooine. We
Yeah.
just want to fight there constantly.
The other crazy bold prediction.
Yeah, hit me with
Maybe
it.
not E3 this year. Maybe E3
No,
next year.
It's this year.
Okay, well, let's go for sure. No doubt about it this
Yeah.
year. All right, sit back. You're going to have to brace yourself because you might fly out of your chairs.
Sit back.
Multiplayer-focused sequel to The Order 1886.
Oh my gosh!
Yes. I'd play it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is where I'm going with this, right? Where we had Ready at Dawn on the podcast a while ago, the developers behind that game, and they were big on talking about like the new frontier, focusing on multiplayer games, yada yada yada, and they also were big on like, the Order isn't dead, definitely not dead.
That's good.
But at the same time, Sony isn't going to want to pour tens of millions of dollars into like a new single-player campaign. But
Right.
Dude.
they might do it. You can go to a completely different setting.
Yeah.
Sony probably needs more multiplayer-focused games in their lineup. Like, they could take The Order, just third-person combat arena. It could jump through time even. F it, whatever
Yeah,
you
my
want.
gosh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful prediction.
Thank you.
That is a love. That's like I saw like a window to your soul. I love it so much because I just played through that game. I was like, I can see why people are angry at launch for $60
Yeah.
because it's not a super long game. But
Right.
it's gorgeous and it's a really cool world.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, and I mean, it's been on sale. I think I saw it for like $5 or
Yeah,
something.
it's criminal.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's criminal.
At that point, it's totally worth playing.
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, dude, that's such a great idea. Just
Thank
like
you.
you and your buddy are knights together.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
That is a great idea.
That's a
I
wonderful
love The Order.
Dude, yeah.
If that game was $30, I would not have complained. But yeah, I mean, I won't even get into it. But we all
Yeah.
know.
I mean, I have to
flaws
go
of
back.
that game.
Yeah, I'd have to go back to it, but I still think it might be the best looking game on PlayStation.
Could
like,
be.
It looks
God of
incredible.
War, like the scale and everything,
Yeah.
and it's a more focused scope.
Right.
I understand it's got the letterboxing, which is kind
Yeah.
of cheating,
Right.
but I still think there's some of those shots are
Yeah.
just amazing.
I'm with you. Photorealistic.
It's
for
top
sure.
3. It's up there with Horizon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, dude,
Leo,
that's
you
a,
seem like you're about to
awesome.
puke all over the concept of The Order being the best looking game.
I would say it's definitely cheating to have a 2-inch postage stamp for your screen and then have every level be one small hallway.
Yeah,
true.
you're
That's
right.
true.
You're right.
That's
It's
really
like
cool.
Evil Within that did that. Those forced letterbox.
But the weird thing is they eventually patched that out.
I know,
Which is
I-
crazy that they
That
went
is crazy.
to that Length.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Cool. All right, those were bold predictions. Leo, can you top it? No, I'm just kidding. Do you have a prediction for E3? Do you have anything you want to see or you think is coming?
Nothing that bold.
Come on, man, just get bold.
New Call of Duty.
Oh my God, no way. That's
Yeah.
bold.
Yeah.
I don't know. We always talk about a PS4 portable.
You want that?
I want that.
I mean, after the Switch.
Yeah, I actually have that on my list, actually.
Oh, really?
That's in my wild category, but...
I think Sony this week said no hardware announcements at
Yeah,
E3.
oh,
they did.
really? Okay.
Yeah, and then they looked at Corey and Leo and winked hard. What would you want from it?
Hey guys, we believe in the Vita again.
Yeah, exactly.
This
Is
is
that
like the
basically
Vita.
it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, how small
possible.
could they really make it? Is it okay if it's like a bulkier version of the Switch? You're okay with like the size, the form factor being a little bit bigger?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
If they have a way for you to play it while it's plugged into the TV, instead of having to
sure,
put it in
like-
the dock and play on a different controller.
Okay, cool. I
What
get
if
that.
it's even like, you remember the PlayStation 1? As they officially call it, the PlayStation ONE, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like the white PlayStation that came with like, well, I don't know if it came with, but it had that easy attachment of having like the LCD screen on it.
Oh, yeah,
Would you
yeah,
take
yeah.
that where it's like the PlayStation 4 and they spell it out and they just give you that screen and you can just prop it up on the weird trapezoid and call it a day?
No.
Okay, all right, I'll let them know.
It would be cute, but I would not purchase it.
Why don't we get to a point where it's like we're just holding a flat screen TV? You're just like
Right.
walking around and you're like, this is great.
Every gamer's dream.
Every
Yeah.
guy just walking around like God of War isn't compromised at all. How do I get to throw it though and have it return to me like Kratos is alive?
Yeah, that's
That's the real trick,
that's
Sony.
good stuff.
When's it gonna
Samsung's
happen?
working on it.
Samsung's working on it, yeah. So that's what you want to see a PlayStation 4 portable.
In my wildest dreams.
I'd
I
buy
love
it.
it though.
It's good.
I'd
What
buy it.
game? What's the system seller for you? If like that's coming out, but like what's the game that they also announced along with it? Like also to launch, we have this.
For PS4 portable?
Yeah.
Oh.
Exclusive to the portable.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
Uncharted Golden Abyss 2.
Oh, man. But Ben is busy working on...
I guess so.
I don't
good.
know. Last of Us 2 is definitely the exclusive I'm most excited
Sure,
for.
yeah.
Spider-Man 2, I guess.
Yeah.
And you're just
Yeah.
looking for like a less absorbing, immersive way to play that game?
Well, the thing I loved most about Last of Us 1 was the multiplayer.
Oh,
and so
interesting.
having that
Oh, yeah.
on the bus, for example.
That'd be cool.
Would be great.
Nice.
Loved
Yeah.
the most was the multiplayer.
Yes. I love the single player
pretty
too, but the
good.
multiplayer really blew me away.
It was
and I still play it.
super different. I think that's why it was appealing.
Yeah.
Right at the time. So,
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah.
Corey, how about you? Give us a prediction.
Okay, so, well, I'm just going to rapid fire these. We can
Sure.
pull a couple if you want. I have 3 categories: safe, wild, and obvious.
Nice.
Look at us,
Wild.
prepared.
Start with wild.
Start with wild. Okay. I think Wii games are going to come to the Switch and they're going to support Joy-Cons and they're going to mimic the Wii remotes. I think the technology's there. I think they know it. I don't think you're going to need a sensor bar. Wild. That's in the
really
wild
good.
category. It's in the wild.
Okay, hang on, stop. So just basically filling up the eShop with just a ton of the best Wii games.
Yeah, think about it. You already have the 2 Joy-Cons. So the one was the
Right.
nunchuck, right? The left was the Wii remote. So for like Mario Galaxy, you're collecting the stars. Twilight Princess, you're waggling. I think
Yeah.
all that technology is there. I just don't think they've announced that yet.
You definitely can point with the Joy-Con.
Totally.
Yeah.
And without the bar.
Well,
yeah.
especially doing Labo, I was like, oh my God, this is so crazy. I mean, this is a no-brainer. So we'll see. I think, I know they wanted to get away from the Wii brand.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Wii was a giant failure. They ditched that buzzword Wii, so maybe they won't. And I know they said Virtual Console's dead, so I don't know. We'll see how they do that. I think it's a no-brainer. I think the tech is there.
Yeah.
But I'll
then
keep.
they can't charge $60 for a Funky Kong port.
That's
You know what I mean?
true.
They're
That's
bringing
true.
all that stuff
That's true. Sony or Microsoft will announce a Switch-like device. Microsoft will announce a new beloved franchise. It'll be an exclusive. It will cause an upset, kind of like they did with Tomb Raider.
Oh, interesting. That's a good one.
Half-Life 3 will be announced.
Okay, yeah. Have at it.
We'll go to safe, or no? Let's go to obvious.
Okay.
Last of Us 2 will be shown at length.
Yep.
Yep.
Metroid and Smash Brothers will be shown at length. You don't think so? Maybe.
I bet
Metroid
Smash
is the
Brothers.
guarantee, yeah.
Yeah, Metroid, I could see like another mood trailer. I mean, the
Just,
last
uh,
trailer was
sure.
just like
The
It's a
motion
logo
graphics.
reveal. Yeah.
Yeah, but just like something where, it's going to be shots of the environment, and then Samus rises up out of the ground and looks at the camera and then winks.
Kept you waiting, huh?
I would not be surprised.
God,
Everyone's using that line now, apparently.
Right.
That'd be so great.
Public domain, I guess.
Yeah. David Hayter's looking for something to do.
Right, exactly.
Stole all of his
We have
jobs.
David Hayter, but we pitched up his voice to make it sound a little bit like Samus. We're out of ideas.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry.
So good. From Software's game is going to be shown.
Oh, yeah.
Crackdown 3. I think we're going to finally see more of that game. Fortnite's going to come to Switch. I think it's a no-brainer. I think there's going to be a massive third-party presence on Switch. I think that's also a no-brainer.
Really?
It's been selling like hotcakes. I think.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Now's the time for the big push.
I
Everyone
think
says,
so.
we're on board.
Yeah, I mean, we got Wolfenstein 2 coming. We got Dark Souls coming. I think that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Get that Mass Effect Trilogy remaster on Switch.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, there
right.
you go.
Exactly. Lots of battle royale modes. It's a no-brainer. It's coming. It's going to shoehorn in everything. Safe predictions: Mario Odyssey DLC. Can't wait. I think Bethesda Game Studios is going to announce a game, and it's not going to be Elder Scrolls.
Like those rumors about the Starship one or whatever.
I
You
think
seen
so.
that?
I think Todd Howard's going to walk out, and people are going to get jazzed, and he's going to announce something that
But then
nobody's
he's just
ever
going
heard
to
of.
keep walking across the stage.
That would be so
passing
good.
glance.
That would be so good. I think it's safe to say they're going to announce a new Zelda game, and it's not going to be a sequel to Breath of the Wild. I think it's going to be a smaller, top-down focus, maybe 3DS.
I think
maybe
you're
a
totally right.
multiplayer game, maybe kind of like the Four Swords adventure type.
Yep.
What was that last one? A Link to the
Like between World. Oh, Triforce Heroes?
Triforce Heroes. Maybe something around those lines.
I really
maybe?
think you're right. Yeah, on the Breath of the Wild cover story trip, which is really just we hung out in a hotel room in New York with like Anuma
So
and Miyamoto.
jealous.
But in that, it was interesting because Anuma said that team, the 3DS Zelda team, wasn't working on Breath of the Wild. That they were keeping them as a separate Zelda team.
Interesting.
And so it's been a while since Triforce Heroes. What, 3, 4
Yeah.
years?
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah, so I could see it like just a co-op friendly focused Zelda for the Switch.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, me too. Never played Triforce Heroes, but
No one has.
it's on
Fun
my-
fact, not a single person has.
Oh man, super funny. Yeah, sad but true, right?
Yeah.
Animal Crossing for Switch, I think it's coming.
Yeah.
And Halo 6, I think it's going to get announced. I don't know if it'll be called Halo 6, but and then Rocksteady announces a new game, and surprise, it's another Batman game.
Wow.
So
I think you're overreaching for your safe predictions.
you think so?
I think if you get half of those, that's still bulging the capacity
Yeah,
of E3.
could be.
I think people always reach too far for E3. Not to say
Could be.
scale it back a little bit, but especially
Right.
with Nintendo, it's like
Yeah.
hey, maybe show their big fall game and then
Right.
tease something like an Animal Crossing on the Switch.
Yeah, you're probably right. Historically, they've just been showing what's coming out that year, right? What's on the agenda.
And plus, you got to remember, they
So-
still have Yoshi. I'm sure they're going to spend plenty of time on Yoshi. There's all those games that they have
Right.
announced. Even like
Yeah.
Mario Tennis isn't going to be out. So they're
Yeah.
probably going to devote
Right.
so much time to less
That's
interesting
true.
games.
That's
Right.
true.
Although
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to those, but
And then the rumored Star Fox Racing game from
Retro.
Retro. Thank you.
I did it
Retro.
right.
Yeah.
With my
So that's what I got. Yeah, I'll probably wrong across the board, but we'll see. It's still fun to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have some crazy predictions. They're
right.
insane.
Oh, no.
However, we're going to talk about them right after the break. We'll be right
Wow.
back. Welcome back to Gamesharks. We're talking about E3 2018 predictions. Guess what? It's my turn. Yes, that's right.
Oh.
Finally. Well, no, Corey, you mentioned Rocksteady.
Yes.
Arkham Beyond.
Yep.
That's happening. Batman Beyond. It's going to happen. You like Batman, but you might like him better if he had jet boots.
That's
like,
true.
you know, he's going to go flying around. He'll still have the grapple and stuff. He'll be able to go invisible now. He's going to be even stronger.
Everybody will drive the hover tank.
Everyone's going to drive the hover tank. Oh, man. Oh, that just reminds me of Arkham Knight and how they ruined Deathstroke. I won't forgive you, Rocksteady.
Wait, really? Let's
Arkham
get
Origins,
specific.
you mean.
Yeah.
Right? Origins.
So, Origins, he shows up in Origins. He's wonderful at Origins. One of the best boss fights you'll ever have. In Arkham Knight, however, they put my boy Deathstroke, who many people don't know, they just put him in a tank, then he jumps out at you at the end, and you take him down, tackle him immediately.
I don't even remember that. I finished that game.
Frustrating, very frustrating. It was like, here we go, special boss fight. No, that's fine.
Jimmy is a Deathstroke fanboy, so he's very passionate about
But it won't
Deathstroke.
matter because Deadpool is the only thing that people care about.
It's true.
He's a ripoff. Anyway, but yeah, so I think Arkham Beyond, I could see that being a thing, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, they've said, I went on the Arkham Knight cover story trip and visited that studio, and they were so big on that trip of, we're done with Batman. This is the end of Batman for us. But then they already bent the rules by making that VR experience.
Exactly.
So it's like, well, okay.
They can't let it go. They don't want like anyone else to touch it. They're like, it's our baby.
No one
We're
else
done
touched
with it.
Batman.
Yeah, exactly. So,
This game sells so well. It's
yeah.
just, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah. Another game we were talking about besides that earlier, Splinter Cell. You're talking Blacklist. I really think this is the time. Sam Fisher's coming back. I watched an interview that he had with Major Nelson for Xbox.
Yeah.
And Ironside, the voice before Blacklist, he was like, I've always been, Sam Fisher. I've never gone away. And I'm thinking like, I feel like you went away. But and
Go away.
Demonstrably went away.
exactly. And then his inclusion in Ghost Recon is like the DLC. I was thinking like, okay, this is like the time. This is their reintroduction back into Splinter Cell. And I think that, I don't know if that's how you close out your show with like that high pitched, like that whee, like they turn on the goggles.
They
like
need that Ubisoft show
that
closer.
exactly. I just be like,
man.
ooh, like I feel like it's gonna be there. Do you guys feel like, am I crazy?
Well, well, no, you're not crazy at all. Did you see the crazy Walmart Canada leak?
I did, yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So like I want to report on it, but at the same time, like we'll see. But yeah, I think it's coming.
Yeah, it was on that list.
Yeah.
And Rage 2 was also on that list, so I don't know how much you can piece together from
Walmart
that.
dropping hot scoops.
It really
Exactly.
is, yeah. But the interesting thing is on that list, they just called it Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
And so maybe it was just an abbreviated naming. Or like, what would you want? Would you want it to be a reboot? Would you want it to be just called Splinter Cell?
I think what they might do is they might call it that. However, the way that Ironside talked about it, there's been an evolution of this character. So I think it's going to be the continuation. So it's going to be a God of War situation. It'll be like Kratos. It's kind of like not a soft reboot, but it's like a continuation. But they're not calling it God of War 4. They acknowledge the past events.
Sam Fisher has a daughter.
He has a daughter.
Oh,
exactly. Oh my gosh, it's going to be great. Yeah.
Wait, she's really in the games?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
she called Samantha?
What's her name?
Oh, yeah, I think it
just
is
played
Samantha, actually. That sounds
No, that'd be
right.
so stupid. They would not do that, would they?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Yeah, it's. I think that's just going to happen, though. I think it's really going to happen.
Yeah. Well, you got to think about the studios, right? It's always
Yeah.
with all these predictions, always boil it down to manpower and these different publishers. And with the studios, Toronto, I think, made Blacklist, right?
Sure.
I think they did. And in theory, that studio's still working on Starlink Battle for Atlas, as everybody remembers from last year. So it depends on, this is weird, but this is what you have to factor in. Like, how big is Starlink Battle for Atlas? If it's not that big, and they have the manpower, maybe they can do it. Or maybe Ubisoft would toss it off to Montreal and the 6,000 souls trapped in that building. Like, there's always people they can shift around. But in terms of like the studio, that was the Splinter Cell studio for a little bit there.
It does seem like the right time though, because Ubisoft has been so focused on multiplayer experiences lately. Even Watch Dogs 2 got 4-player co-op.
Right.
Eventually.
You're
And
right.
Blacklist has, co-op, bunch of different co-op modes and online competitive multiplayer, and I could totally see them blowing that out and like making it all more cohesive.
For
Yeah.
sure. One of those
Yeah.
like living games, more of the living game type of
Right.
thing.
I could totally see that.
New missions and stuff.
And it's crazy, like because of Ubisoft's support for things like Wildlands, for things like Rainbow Six, like, the Tom Clancy brand has always been solid. We all love Hawks with an X. I mean, it's always there. But I feel like because of that crazy support, that has a fan base. Like, as a fan of those games, do you feel like you feel any more attachment to anything under that Tom Clancy banner? Do you feel like this would rally people towards Splinter Cell more?
Yeah.
Wait, am I wrong? It's Tom Clancy's
Tom
Splinter
Clancy.
Cell.
Yeah,
Okay, just
They put that in front of everything.
Okay, just to be clear.
Yeah.
But do you feel like there's any brand loyalty now?
I think definitely. They definitely built up a certain pedigree, and like the Division, Rainbow Six Siege, Wildlands are all really well-received games, especially by the community.
Yeah.
Like they all have really strong communities that, they complain like every community does.
Yeah.
But
Well, Division even made a resurgence recently too. Another Ubisoft game that like had problems in the beginning, and then they're like, wait, no, we'll fix it. Don't worry. And then they came back, and then there's like a lot of people. There's a dedicated fan base there.
yeah, that game is really good now.
Yeah, which is nuts to me because I'm like, what? Like that game's really like I enjoyed it, initially, but I was like, this feels like a really serious Borderlands kind of thing. Yeah, but yeah.
And now Division 2.
Yep. It's
Yeah.
the others
Easter
like,
eggs, right?
yeah, it's coming. We're showing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's coming. Yeah, Splinter Cell, it's coming. I'm still thinking of his daughter. Like that would be great. Maybe she's grown up. Maybe she's the co-op partner. Oh my gosh.
Very cute.
Father and daughter just killing people together.
Yeah,
That's
enough of these
beautiful.
father and son games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're done with this. Come on. That's so. Like,
Are you guys attending E3, or do you have other folks that are going from your staff?
It's a touchy subject. You shouldn't have brought it
Oh,
up.
really?
No. Yeah, I'm going this year.
Okay.
Leo's gonna stay at home and do some live streams from the office.
Got it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
do you guys have to like take turns who goes each year? How is that structured? Do you guys just figure it out in the budget?
Throughout
or?
the wider office, yeah, it's
Okay.
a matter of like who wants to stay home. There's plenty of people in the office. We kind of have an older office where it's like, I have a family. I don't really
Yeah.
want to go spend a week in LA
Yeah.
Right.
drinking, talking about games, having
Right.
fun. And so it's always a matter of who wants to stay home, and then okay, maybe it'd be better if you stayed home. There's going to be this game announced at the show this year, so we know
Sure.
you know the series, so it'd be better if you win. So it's a lot of just kind of talent picking.
Do you guys send people for Judges Week then?
Yep.
Oh, you
yeah.
do?
Actually,
Okay.
Andy McNamara, our editor in chief, is out there right now.
Oh, he is. Oh,
which is
cool.
exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sweet. Well, he's got some hot secrets that he's keeping under his belt. Yeah.
Well, Judges Week, it's never as much of a bombshell as
Yeah.
you think. Like,
Right.
it's a couple games here and there. I'm sure they're showing, I don't know this, so I'll feel safe saying it, but I'm sure there's like a Lego game there. Like
Sure.
that realm of stuff. Okay.
Right. Lego Incredibles, it's coming. I'm sure.
Yeah,
James
Yeah.
will.
yeah, I saw that. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah,
like that,
I think I'll play that game.
Yeah.
Typically, I don't know, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a nice, relax, kickback kind of game.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I love The Incredibles, so I might be there.
Totally.
Yeah, oh, I'm definitely playing through it. Like,
Oh, yeah,
I played
for
through so
sure.
many of those Lego games, even though the gameplay is Lego games, but like I love
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, so it's like, all right, I have to play through the entire Jurassic World package just to play a Lego version of Jurassic Park 3. It's so
Right.
stupid they
Yeah.
made this.
Yeah, yeah.
I have to play
Oh
it.
yeah, like my nieces and nephews know about Indiana Jones and Star Wars from playing those games. 'Cause
Really?
They were so little, they never saw the movies, and now they love that side of pop culture from playing Lego games because there's been so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Those games always have a ton of characters selectable. Do you think the Incredibles one will have every character from the montage of all the characters?
my
that they have?
gosh,
like
yes.
laser beam and stuff?
Yes. Oh my gosh, for sure.
Leo,
Oh my gosh.
you just made me 1,000 times more excited.
Yes, that montage with everybody dying at the capes.
Right.
Everybody's got capes. Like
Yeah,
those people
right.
who died. Yeah.
Right.
Thunderhead. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
those
my gosh.
deep cuts from that movie.
be
Like,
great.
can you play as the pilot that like Helen looks at the picture of when she like borrows his plane?
Yes.
Like those
Oh,
types of
for
deep cuts.
sure.
That'd be
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
Are we
Yeah.
getting like Syndrome, obviously older, but then young? young.
Oh, guaranteed
Oh.
young
Sure, yeah,
syndrome
yeah,
in
young
there.
syndrome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Do you think those
Buddy.
Lego games have gone downhill a little bit? A little bit? Because that last Lego Marvel game, not so great.
Yeah,
Still janky.
Yeah, I heard it was really buggy, and that first one was solid.
Yeah.
Super solid.
Also,
awesome.
in Lego City Undercover, I think maybe I'm crazy. I think it's the funniest game ever made.
Super
like
good.
in terms of like the writing, it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, it was a Chase.
Yeah, Chase McCain.
Chase McCain, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
My wife put like 100 hours in that game on Wii U. I was like,
Really?
what is wrong with you? She's like, it's a good game. I'm like, all right. I believe you.
I'm a Nintendo fanboy, but come
yeah,
on, pull it.
right. Yeah.
But maybe a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Because I'm trying to remember, it was even Lego Batman 3
Okay.
wasn't that well reviewed either.
Okay.
Which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
You guys usually sick Reiner on those games, right? I usually
Oh,
read the
yeah.
reviews, and he's usually the guy that does it, right? I mean,
Yep,
for
yep.
the most part.
Or Jeff Cork, who always has
okay.
the fun criteria. Like, this is what writers do. We're not writers.
Yeah.
But writers in the office, sometimes they'll like set rules for themselves, which is figuring out what's cliched in a review. So Jeff
sure.
Cork, every time he's reviewing a Lego game, his mission is to not use the word charming.
Oh,
He says it's surprisingly
That's really
difficult
good.
not to squeeze that in somewhere.
awesome. I
This
suppose the
charming
Lego
little. Ah,
game.
dang it.
What else can you say other than a Lego
Yeah,
game?
don't play Kirby or Yoshi then.
Yeah,
'cause,
oh,
oh
no.
man, that's gonna be a nightmare.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fun,
Yeah.
heartwarming.
Right.
Fuzzy.
I want to talk about something that's not fuzzy though,
Yeah.
because if I were to say the time has come and so have I. I've laughed last because you came to die. Because it's Devil May Cry. It's
Oh,
Devil May Cry
so?
5,
Oh
baby.
boy, here we go.
Yes,
So?
it's coming. It's a lock.
Yeah?
Lock it
Yeah.
in. Bring back old Dante. Bring back Virgil.
I'm also a fan of the Easy Allies podcast,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
you are, and they
Yeah.
talk about it a lot on that, and they
Yeah.
make it seem like 100%. These leaks are rock solid. But I haven't seen any of the leaks. Have you been following the leaks? Like
So the reason I think that is, I believe the director was talking about this a while ago, and he's like, we've been working on something for a long time. It's either that or Dragon's Dogma.
okay.
And I think that was like the two it came down to, which would be great to see a Dragon's Dogma 2 like that isn't like that online version or
Right.
whatever.
Oh, sure. Version,
but I
yeah.
really think, and they want to do that redemption, and there was so much chatter on PSX that maybe they were going to show that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, no, we're just going to put people on a couch and be like, hey, Corey, finish the game. And it was like a complete
sucked.
snooze fest. It
Yeah.
was so bad. So they're like, we're just going to push it all to E3. Even though they're like, we're only talking about 4 games. I'm like, yeah, that's a lie. But I think Devil May Cry, I think Sony, like that might show up on the Sony stage.
Well, yeah,
be
let's think
wild.
about it. Like they had Monster Hunter World
Yeah.
as a big presence last year. Like
Which
they are definitely in bed together now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's the time. We saw Dante in Monster Hunter now.
Yeah.
Like I think it's the time.
Old Dante.
Old Dante, exactly. And there's gonna be a co-op mode.
Do you think it'll be Ninja Theory again then? Was it Ninja Theory that did the last?
It was Ninja Theory did DMC, right?
DMC, so
Yeah,
they'll go
it
back
was.
to its roots, you think?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I think it's Dante and Virgil
Yeah.
side by side fighting together.
It's such a
Gonna be
weird
great.
idea, and I know Easy Allies talked about this a lot too, which is a fascinating idea. The idea of rebooting a series with DMC and then saying no, and going back to the original numbering thing. Like very few
Yep.
game series have ever done that, and it's a bold move. It's a
Yeah.
real kind of slap in the face, I think, to Ninja
Sure,
Theory. 'Cause
yeah.
I love that game. That was
yeah.
cool.
Okay.
You didn't like
See,
it?
I know the combat was fine.
Yeah.
It was all right. I just stylistically, it was just kind of, it felt like a slap in the face in the first place. Like when
Yeah.
they first showed it, he's like, I'm Dante. I'm like, wait, you're not. I'm like, okay,
Even by
this-
the end of the game, not to spoil anything, but like he gets the white hair.
Yeah, I know.
assume that's
Yeah,
all you
yeah.
Dante fans want.
Yeah,
is the white
exactly.
hair.
No, it's not just
Yeah.
white hair. No, it's not
Oh,
just
that
white
is
hair.
Dante.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. Exactly.
Do you think they'd want to stay out of the way of Bayonetta 3, just with that coming presumably this fall?
I don't
Maybe
know.
not this
It
fall,
depends
maybe
if it comes
next
to
year.
Switch. That's the question. Because Dante doesn't care about Bayonetta.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm just saying. Like
Right.
they'll fight each other eventually. but,
Jimmy's a Bayonetta hater.
I'm not a hater. All I'm saying is that it rewards defensive play styling. All right. All you gotta do. It's
this
all
whole
about.
argument.
It's all about. Let's just witch time it at the right moment. Because in Devil May Cry, if you are aggressive and you know what you're doing, you feel good. And
Yeah.
you got to be good because
Yeah.
you can't screw around. Bayonetta's always like wait to dodge, and it's like let's slow down the game for you, friend.
Right,
I'm like
right.
I don't like that, man. Get that out of here. Plus, those cutscenes, they're like still images for like 8 minutes. Can't
Yeah.
take it. Can't take
Yeah.
it. Get me out of there.
It definitely is one of those games that I feel like it's a pass. I've only played through Bayonetta 2, but that story is downright unwatchable. And there's a lot of watching in it, and no one talks about like how unbelievably nonsensical that storyline
It is very
is.
like what is even happening. It's
insane.
It's like I don't even know. Are we in the real world? I don't even know. But like
Yeah,
it's very-
over-sexualized characters.
Yeah.
It's a little gross.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, is Kojima behind this? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is Quiet going to show up?
No, we actually play the game. So
That's
Coach is
true.
on. I gotcha,
Sick
Hideo.
man.
I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. We're all
We didn't even talk
Calling you
about
out, Hideo.
Yeah, exactly. Come at us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Death
Death
Stranding.
Stranding. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's exciting.
I'm excited for that 3-hour film.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
I mean, Dan Reichert was here. I know you're a friend of Dan's.
Yeah.
He's a big Kojima guy.
He
and
just
they talk
wants stuff to laugh at.
Yeah, I know. It's just like I don't get it.
Yeah.
Oh really?
No, I don't. I loved 2 and I loved 4. I wasn't a fan of 5. I thought the combat was great, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Kojima's a goofy guy. I don't know. We'll see.
Honestly, my best case scenario for that game, you joke about like 3 hours of watching. This is maybe an insane hot take. Is just thinking about like if that game was just a 3-hour experience, I'd be happier with that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love the idea of seeing more projects from Kojima, and even this thing's weird. I feel like Death Stranding, we don't understand it, but we get the tone.
Yeah.
Move on. Let's see what else you got,
Yeah.
Kojima. Keep cranking these things out.
Totally.
Yeah, I
you
just
know?
want to see the gameplay. Honestly,
Yeah.
at this point, that's all I really want.
They've got to show it this year, right?
Yeah, and I think that's the scary thing for them is that there is like a way we could classify it, but they don't want to be like it's a third-person shooter because people will be like,
Right.
oh. You know what I mean? Like that's why they don't want to say anything.
So
yet.
it's just better this ethereal. It could be anything you want.
Exactly.
Maybe it's a baby sim.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe you're farming this black muck. Who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, there was a rumor circling a while back that it was basically going to be like that Metal Gear Survive, and that was his original concept for this
Oh,
game.
yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then,
Yep. And then it took that.
Konami just moved forward because they have the proper, so
Yeah.
it's like, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting.
I want to end on a light note though.
Yes.
Nintendo, Pokemon,
Yes.
it's coming. But let's be more specific. Not just
Yeah.
Pokemon for the Switch, which I think is just going to come. It's going to be a brand new one. Pokemon Snap 2. Let's go at the best on-rail shooter of all time.
Would you call it an on-rails shooter? Because that genre is always an interesting discussion of what is Pokemon Snap.
I feel like it is because you're literally on a rail, and I know you're not like shooting these things, but you are throwing stuff at them. You're taking pictures with the camera,
but
shooting that
it's also
way.
puzzly at the
Yeah,
same
it's kind
time,
of puzzly.
you know?
That's true. Yeah,
Right.
but there's like baby puzzles. But man, that game is great. It's the best
Yes.
2.5 hour like run through.
Seems like
you
something
can
they
do.
put on a mobile, maybe. Like
but
it's
it'd
a
be perfect on the
no-brainer with
Switch.
AR. Yeah, but the Switch doesn't have a rear-facing camera. Oh, well, you don't need one.
Yeah.
Because the
I don't need-
N64 didn't use
Yeah.
the camera. Yeah.
You can't get more perfect than the Wii U, and
Yeah.
they didn't release it for that in
Right.
the Switch. Now it's even
Yes.
more complicated, but yes, it's one of my favorite games. I would love to see it.
I would love to see
Yeah.
that too. See, you got good taste, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Kindred spirits here today.
I wanted to. I think it looks cool.
All right, cool layout.
exactly.
Maybe they're not gonna have a
That's what I was
thing
gonna say.
here.
We're all kindred spirits
get
here.
Corey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's all right.
We have Splinter Cell.
Last name's Vader. I'm cool with
Yeah.
that. So works for me.
Well, unfortunately, gentlemen, that's all we have time for today. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with us here today.
Thanks,
and
Jimmy.
Guys, thank you guys so much, you two especially, for coming on.
Yeah, thanks,
These
guys.
guys are from Game Informer. That's
true.
Fantastic magazine. One of the only magazines, I think, left in the industry that's still coming out with video game magazines. That's incredible. Like,
wild.
It's
Yeah.
really cool. But also, you
Yeah.
guys are on YouTube. You have GameInformer.com, stuff like
Yeah,
that. too.
Good
Check it out.
podcast. They have
Great podcast, yes.
so
This
much.
show you host, yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
thank you
Please
so
check
much.
that out
Yeah.
if you ever have the time. Check out Corey on the Grid. If you want some more of me, check out Critical Reviews on YouTube and all that stuff. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time.